Bad cop Rougeo here, who said he's zero tolerance on poor people that have no shelter. You can look up Rougeo, R-O-U-G-E-O. He's a district rep for the South Austin, for APD, for the city council members. He used to work with Ann Kitchens. He probably works with what's the new dude? Ryan Alter. You know. So he's over here outside a lady's, looks like a lady's tent, small dome pup tent, and she got everything that she owns over here away from Menchaca, where the bigger camp is, which is really kind of small at this point. There used to be over 24 people behind this fence that the city built, spent, you know, tens of thousands of dollars making an anti-human fence to keep human beings out. Straight Music here went out of business for their anti-homeless rhetoric in the Chronicle. The Chronicle's done several hit pieces on the homeless, full of lies and deceit, not telling the whole story about what goes on down here. We're live. I'm walking up. I'm doing Sweepswatch, which is my normal thing during the weekdays. I've seen the city destroying people's lives 6 days a week. The only day I haven't seen the city out is on Sundays. So the people over at Menchaca, or Manchek as the locals call it, the people there that live there waiting on housing tell me that the city and DPS come out there almost every day, sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row, and just remove them and remove them and remove them and tell them there's no lawful place they can exist. So you got to cease to exist, which is actually a song by somebody. Oh, Cease to Exist? That's Charles Manson. So there's no work zone here. We have a trans person here flying a sign, which is totally legal. They giving you a hard time? What do they say? That's a bad cop there, Rougeo. Making the move, making a woman move. Throwing their stuff in the trash.
They did it for me. They did it one time over there in Cameron. I went to go visit a friend. I was only going to stay a day. I stayed for a week. I came back. Everything was gone. Everything was done.
So sorry.
I mean, it's not nothing to them. It doesn't mean nothing to them, but it's all I had. All I had now was the clothes I had on the back rack. Change of clothes.
Lost everything, like everyone. It's so like the city spent like all this money saying, and they sent cops into the gay community on 4th Street, Rain and all that. Non-Weiler, he goes there all the time. And they painted all those sidewalks, those crosswalks, rainbow, saying that they support gay, trans, LGBT. But what do they do to us when we're poor? They don't support us. Did they offer you any help? Did they tell you where you could lawfully go?
What they're doing now, because they passed that no camping law. So now it's going to be illegal to be homeless. Now, if you're homeless, you're committing a crime.
Yeah, it's been like that though. They just keep doing it over and over. But I think it needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
Here comes Rougeo. Did he say anything?
They got plenty of places where they can house everybody.
Exactly. And Rougeo likes to dip in uniform and all that. So when he's on camera, he has to swallow or hold it. But I got him on camera dipping, just leaning on a pole like this, just like, so what? So what? I filed complaints. They never did anything. He hit me with that car. He hit me and my trans partner that we filmed together. He hit us with this vehicle, drove off and laughed. We reported it to the DA and the DA won't do anything. Like, that's vehicular assault. Can we hit them with the car? Exactly. They don't follow the law.
A lot of things that they do just out of malice. Just to be mean.
Just to be mean, because they become sociopaths if they make them do it. The city's making sociopaths out of their cops by having them attack poor people without any agency, without any access to law.
The way, our founding presidents, I'm going to say this on our behalf.
Okay.
They used to wear wigs, makeup, stockings,
a lot of makeup,
spandex, in court. They thought so much.
They called them wigs, didn't they?
And they thought so much of them that they put them on the money.
Yeah.
But now our generation, they call us fags, queers, and they got a whole nother name for us and a whole nother gender for us. And they don't even know why we think if they put a name on it or a label on it, but if they know what it is or they can understand it. I don't even understand it, and I'm living it.
Yeah. But it's been going on for thousands of years. It's not even new. Not even new. Robin Williams was Doubtfire, right? Like, you know, Mrs. Doubtfire was cross-dressing, like,
how much money that made.
you know, yeah, a lot.
And that's the thing, it used to be something that was renowned and honored.
So does the contractors for the city, do they say anything like that? Do they say anything derogatory? Because they flip me off. They've done all sorts of stuff to me.
Whenever they see me, yeah, they'll say something.
They say something.
And a lot of them, they don't have the balls to do what I do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then one of them might agree, but he doesn't say something. He's got to say something just to save face.
He might still be in the closet and he'd be hating on other people that aren't.
I've met guys that I go out to try to hit on me whenever I'm fully drugged out, and all of a sudden they decided that they're gay.
Yeah.
I said, what? I said, I'm talking all against gay, but now that I guess now I'm
But
attracted
down deep, they've had,
I'm attracted to him.
Yeah.
So now he wants to be gay now. I said, if I was to have a gay man or sleep with a man, it sure wasn't going to be you.
Yeah.
I mean, with the attitude that they have, you know, there are people in the stores that
they don't even know
I
themselves.
wear what I wear, and they're walking around with the pants sagging down to the goddamn knees and shit. And I'm like, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
That's okay. What
Yeah.
I'm doing.
To show your butt's okay, but to wear a dress is not okay.
I mean,
You know.
that makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah.
I do it more out of rebellion now than anything else, because society's got a mind on things are supposed to be a certain way. If you wear this, you got to be that. Now, because I wear dresses and I wear high heels, I can't be categorized here anymore. Now I got to be reclassified, recategorized, and put somewhere else in another. Why can't I wear what I want to wear and still be who I am?
Are you free or not? Like, are we in a free country? Can we have an earring or not? Can we have a tattoo or not?
What are they doing that offends them so much that they have to make all these comments?
It's bodily autonomy. We're supposed to be able to do what we want, you know?
Exactly.
If everybody's the same, we'd be bored.
Exactly.
If everybody was all trumped out, we'd be bored.
Look at the world. God was a God of he right?
Jesus kind of wore a dress.
There's not one thing that he created that's exactly the same.
Yep. So I noticed your bird. You consider yourself indigenous? Yeah. So you're indigenous and trans, and the cities that hasn't offered you housing or tried to help you, you would think that you'd be at the top of the dang list.
Yeah. Well, the lady that actually signed me up said that it would move me up kind of quicker, but nothing's really happened.
There's tens of thousands of people. The recent report I got on the streets was that the city had told a worker that there are so many camps with like so many people. It added up to about 50,000 now. 50,000 is our new number. I used to say 20,000, 10,000 people got. No. There's 10,000 veterans that the VA left here.
I just came out like maybe 2.5 years ago on my birthday. My wife passed away. I was married for 35 years. And she passed away of leukemia. She knew about this, but I only did it in the house. She told me that I needed to be true to myself. Before she died, she said, you really should be true to yourself and see what's on, why you feel that way. But if I would have told my parents this back in the 60s, they'd have beat my ass. They'd try to beat it out of me. I just followed suit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Walked around as a man. I love my wife. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She was my soulmate. But, there was always something there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if first it might have been a fetish. I don't know what it was. But I feel more comfortable in women's clothes.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. I feel more comfortable.
Right.
I can defend myself better. I guess I've never liked bullies. I hate bullies. Never liked that. People just to pick on somebody because of their clothes or their haircut.
Or because they were living in a tent. That's like Rougeo does. That cop that was here, his name's Rougeo. I got lots of video of him saying he's zero tolerance for homeless. Zero tolerance. What the hell? Like you got nothing and it's zero tolerance on that?
In Oak Hill, where I was living.
Who?
In Oak Hill, where they're building the new road. They're buying up all the land around that road, and there's nowhere for them to go now.
And Elon Musk has bought 2,500 acres or more of Austin, and he's still buying it. And they're torturing animals to death, putting chips in their brain over in Garfield, just east of here. Like they got bodies, everywhere, dead bodies everywhere.
What they're doing, and I know they realize it. But I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember walking through the grass? Walking through the grass. So many grasshoppers would jump out of the grass that you have to swat them out. Have you seen that lately?
Not really.
And
the butterflies and the bees too. I hear it's a lot of the chemtrailing and pollution and the development.
One grasshopper all summer long. One.
Yeah.
One. That's all I've seen. Usually, I mean, you're fighting them off with a stick pretty much when you're walking through the woods.
Yeah.
not a damn.
I just walked through the grass. I really didn't notice any. At least not the big ones.
I mean, what I'm saying is, I say that to say this. They're destroying everything that keeps us alive.
Mm-hmm. They're cutting down trees, saying that we're too hot, but they still cut down trees just to get to homeless camps.
They're destroying.
Yeah. The city's a liar.
Remember the Jetsons? This is back
Yeah,
in
the
60s.
Jetsons. Yeah, I know.
They used
I
to
watched
wear
the
the glass
Jetsons.
bubbles when they walked out of their house. They had to have that glass helmet on.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be like air quality's gonna be bad. Yeah. It sucks, man.
They're depleting this earth of all its. You know, the only way they can grow crops now, they gotta bring in a layer of manure and put it down over the soil, then plant the seeds. So the manure is what gives it the
DPS.
for it to grow. Because the earth has nothing.
So
to
DPS is over at Menchaca. Now they're over here. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? APD's already come here. That's personal property. Under the state camping law, you have to tell people where they can lawfully go. Under the state statute. Have you read the state statute at camping, sir?
No, I hadn't.
What's your name and badge number?
Melson, 8642.
Burleson?
Melson.
Melson. Okay, so read the state statute. It says that you can't criminalize people without telling them where they can lawfully go, offering property storage, and giving a reasonable time for people to pack their stuff.
Okay.
So that's what DPS isn't doing, and I've talked to them for years.
Well, we're fixing to go clean it up, just to let you know.
Here, it says they're fixing to go clean it up. They're going to go attack her. The city came to attack her, and they left. Now DPS says they're going to attack. She's the only one here. They've put this fence up, so there's nobody else here. So she's their target. I'm going to go talk to her. Do you know her? No. Do you go by sir or ma'am? Sir? Okay.
I say like this. Everybody looks at the world with different eyes.
Uh-huh.
So whatever you see, I'll answer to either one.
Okay, so you're fluid. Yeah. That's good. Oh, what's your name?
My name is Johnny Gaudillo, but they call me Weta.
Weta? Okay. I'm Lizard King. I can use your video?
Yes,
I'm on live stream.
Please do.
I'm on live stream. So, yeah. I just want to get permission. Hello. Hi, I'm with the Challenger Street newspaper covering the sweeps. I noticed that Rougeo, that bad cop that I've had problems with, was here yelling at you. I don't know what he said because I was over there talking to him and walking up. But DPS just told me they're coming over to move you or to take your stuff or something. They don't. It's just the two DPS officers. One's walking over now. I'm going to be filming, but if you want to give me any comments or anything, you can. What's your doggy's name? Trevor? Chopper. He's a cute puppy. He's a German Shepherd mix. That's what I usually get. Turner's here.
So, back up. Yes. Thank you.
So you're already packing it up. They just keep harassing y'all. What, can I ask your name? Jesse. And can I use video?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm live streaming. I want to let you know. But whatever they do, I'll be here for you, okay? And the dog and Choppers and Weta. But Weta took off. Weta didn't want to mess with the cops, I don't think. I mess with cops a lot. They mess with me. It's good. I'm sorry they're doing this. I really didn't expect APD to leave and DPS to show up. That's a bit excessive. Yeah, I'm here if you need me, okay? She doesn't know what to say. She's just overwhelmed and stressed, trying to live in survival mode, probably on the housing list. She's only a few blocks from Sunrise Community Church where they have services. So this is an unmarked truck. This is the one I was looking at earlier at the other sweep at Menchaca with DPS and TxDOT. It's Paul John Mary 1976. So 1976 was the bicentennial of the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the freedom from the Crown of England and the Redcoats. And his 1976 is his number, but he doesn't recognize freedom. Officer Turner for DPS, Stormtrooper Turner, runs his AC all day. I don't know if it's his personal truck or a state truck, but if it was a state truck, it would say Texas exempt. So he's got his personal vehicle out here running state gas, no doubt, on the clock, attacking women on the streets after the police have already told her she had to move. and she was already in the process of moving. She already got harassed by Rougeo, probably yelled at. She's obviously in shock. The DPS comes and they back up APD, but there's no partnership between APD and DPS, according to APD. They canceled their partnership when they found out that DPS was racist and that they pulled over primarily Hispanics that were driving on the east side and on North Lamar, and blacks, mostly Hispanics. I covered that. I filmed that. You can look at my videos, and there's more videos that aren't released that I haven't had time for. And here's another DPS officer, probably the one that's the one I just talked to, 09026. Got a thin blue line Texas on the back. So he believes that the cops are above the law, that they're above the people. And see, that's the problem. We're either going to be free or we're not going to be free. So there's no work zones here. The city and state have used work zones to keep us out from filming and documenting what's going on. This lady's working on her tarp now, and then she's going to hit her rain fly and pull the tent, pull everything out of the tent. I hope it doesn't blow away while she does it, because it's windy in this corridor. You have to have stuff in your tent to keep your stuff down. I mean, your tent from blowing out. There's a veteran that lives, elder veteran man that with his dog that lives catty corner across the highway here. I haven't seen him in a while. They might have put him in housing. And then there's another guy. He's out there flying a sign. He's a musician, long-haired musician with blonde highlights, and a young man. He's been staying over here for a number of years. Also, this woman, I do not know her. I did not know Wedo. Wedo's a pretty common name, so I know some Wedos, but yeah, I didn't know this guy. I'm gonna get out of the sun a little bit so I can have stamina. So the city went somewhere. The DPS is just gonna keep coming by and telling her she has to move. Well, she doesn't have no trash around her tent. She's not hurting nobody. She's just surviving and actually hurting herself from the gentrification and the hyperinflation that the government creates, from the Federal Reserve to the local city council, working with developers, taking hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars from developers, putting it in their pocket, and not listening to voters. Save Austin Now is probably also taking money from developers, pretty much taking money from all the local businesses to get rid of poor people, to evict poor people on the street, and then to take their belongings. So this is what it looks like. You're out here. I doubt if they're going to do anything too crazy on video, but you know, they've been enabled by the system, by the lawyers on their side, by Save Austin Now, by the businesses. They've been enabled to hurt people and to ruin people's lives. They feel like they're enabled. Chopper's just laying there. He's being a sweetie. Just laying there. He's been through this. He's in survival mode too. Me and my dog were in survival mode before APD shot and killed my dog. So this lady's at risk. Her dog's not barking, which is good, and bad, because your dog needs to bark to be a watchdog for when you're asleep, and that's part of why people have had dogs for centuries, is to be part of the family and to be a watchdog. And this dog is he's too sweet. He's too sweet to be a protector right now. But he didn't bark when the cops were coming up to her tent, barking orders at her. So the cops can bark, but your dog can't. How's that? We'll just be here. Take a space. Ain't nothing going on right now yet, except for this lady's stress and having to take her stuff away. And that person's Wedo's personal stress from him having to go through this before too. Everybody on the streets has been through the same thing with the police. They've done this all. So DPS was, they're actually busy with their crew at Menchaca still. They went across the street, I'm sure, where there was some trash, but nobody was there. Nobody was living there. It's just trash. And so that's okay. I don't have a problem with them taking trash. I do have problems with how they determine stuff abandoned. There's lots of abandoned buildings in Austin, and nobody's allowed to move in there to seek shelter from the weather or anything, which I think is a state law that you can seek shelter from the weather. But no one's allowed to even be under an overhang on a roof to just get out of the rain or out of the snow or out of the sun. Sun in Texas will kill you real fast. Lots of people die of heat exhaustion. Lots of people fall out from, let's see if this thing's even working. Checking my body cam. Yeah, it's working. It's not on, but it's working. Okay, so, yeah. Here's the City of Austin supervisor for something. He doesn't even say what department he's in, just a supervisor on the back. But he's got cones, so he's with the city sweeps. They're checking me out. This lady's relatively safe if people would come and help hold the police accountable and transparent. But this stuff happens where there's no cameras. Even if there are cameras, they're deleted. The city has been hiding their schedule from me and other people that have rallied with me against sweeps for years. The city has kept us away from the schedule, so we have to drive around. I have to waste all sorts of resources and time to just, which is a resource, to just find the sweeps. There's a little ball here. Doggy. Here's a little doggy ball. Just kind of broke. She's very sad. Woman's crying. She's very sad. There's another ball that got crushed. Old tennis balls from Petco, probably. Or from the dollar store. It could be from the dollar store. Yeah, I think it moved. Dollar Tree, I think, moved. So yeah, these goons are able to drive around on taxpayer money, attacking taxpayers because they don't have any access to law. And taxation without representation is tyranny. That's the founding fathers' words right there. So we were warned about this stuff. People left other countries to come and steal land over here and colonize and settle, or whatever you want to call it, to escape oppression, official oppression, and a non-representative government that would tax you and destroy you at the same time with the law. And that's exactly the same thing that's going on in 2024 as was going on in 1775, 1776 in America. So, and it was going on before in Ireland and in London, or UK, United Kingdom, in all these countries that came here. They were trying to escape oppression from their own government, and they came here, and now the government has sunken into the oppression of all of them. The police will literally kill you for not having an ID. The police will literally kill you, rape you, and kill you and bury you in a field all over the United States and in Austin too. So women aren't safe here, men aren't safe here, trans people aren't safe here, gay, LGBTQIA plus are not safe here. Nobody's safe here when your government's out of control. You are not safe here when your government's out of control. I mean, I've been camping since I was maybe 5 years old with my grandparents. They taught me nature, appreciation for nature, escape to nature, meditation, fishing, hiking. I've been camping in Texas my whole life. I got one $25 ticket when I was a teenager for camping on an undesignated campsite or something on a lake where nobody even was there. I was there for a week or so and then just hanging out. I think it was after high school, or it was in the summer break or something like that. Probably summer break. But I had one ticket, but now it's gotten way worse. You don't just get tickets anymore. You get thrown in jail. You get threatened to be thrown in jail. They threaten to rough you up. They do rough you up. One of my friends was thrown down by one of these district reps for APD during a sweep. Thrown down with his 2 chihuahuas. He was asleep. He was picked up, thrown down, had his face busted, and he was arrested so they could steal his stuff. They threw him in jail for resisting arrest or something, whatever. When they rough you up under the when they apply force under the use of force policy and APD and the response to resistance policy, they have to charge you with resisting arrest or else they violate policy. So the policy makes them make false charges, even though you weren't going to be arrested for anything. You're resisting arrest because they beat you up. And then you'll see the mug shots. There'll be people roughed up, and then nobody's investigating that because none of these groups, Austin Justice Coalition, Texas Advocates for Justice, you name it, none of these groups give a shit about anything but getting paid and looking good. They're not trying to not trying to protect the public from abuse, from police abuse, and hold the police transparent. They're not out here filming this. They don't care. Yet they pay themselves, like Chaz Moore pays themselves well over 200,000 a year to do nothing, to just be a face for a fake organization that doesn't do anything. I've literally almost got my dog and me shot inside the commissioner's court by a sheriff's department while AJC was all up in there, and they didn't film, they didn't help protect me, they don't care about the community. They're fake. Chaz Moore is fake. So DPS is now over there messing with that veteran. Like I said, he's over there somewhere. I can't cross anywhere. There's no crosswalks. I can't cross anywhere without violating just a ton of laws. It's just highway turnarounds with no shoulder. I mean, in this case, I would say it's unsafe to go there even if it was legal. So they're messing with that veteran. He's disabled also. They're telling him he's whatever. They might give him privilege because he's not female and because he's a white male. They usually give him a lot of privilege. Let's see what they do. They're going back and forth to where he keeps his stuff behind the electrical box, out of sight, out of mind, just like the police tell you. But there's no lawful place to be when you're a citizen in Austin and you've been evicted. There's no lawful place to be. You're an illegal alien. The government has created, there's another DPS. Is that DPS? Oh, that's just someone turning with black and white car. Okay, so they didn't totally block the turnaround there where they're parked at. That's not very safe. And then they got workers and them out there. And that guy's over there. I think his name's Michael. He's flying a sign over there, the long-haired musician guy. They're going back to his camp now to go look for his camp, which is back in the woods a ways, out of sight, out of mind. So before they said, save Austin now, and everyone said they didn't want people there, out in public. Now they're saying they don't even want you to hide. They want you destroyed. In fact, I went to that meeting. You can look at my live stream from a month ago, about 3 weeks ago. I went to that meeting at Woodlawn Baptist Church, and they said they wanted the city to kill the homeless, to start killing them, to stop offering Narcan, to let people OD and die. They literally said it, a bunch of Karens and Kens, a bunch of white privileged, white supremacists from South Austin, from the neighborhood. That's the kind of rhetoric that we've been dealing with from the news, from Save Austin Now, from Matt McCoviak, from Nazi Mackenzie Kelly, city council member who's a Proud Boy supporter and Nazi militia supporter. You can check her out on Instagram and Reddit and whatever. She's got pictures with Proud Boys. She's got pictures with all that. Neo-Nazis like Christopher Ritchie. He's got Nazi tattoos on his skin. He's a known Nazi. He works at a local car wash, last time we heard, in South Austin. He can't get a real job because people follow him around telling his employer that he's a Nazi, given his background. But so are these cops. These cops are Freemasons, Nazis, and Klan. They're definitely white supremacists at the very least, but no one's ever investigated the Proud Boy links and the white supremacist links to white supremacist hate groups within DPS or APD. And that's the first step, y'all. Y'all want to start that, send me the information, publish the information, send it to me, whatever you want to do. But inquiring minds want to know. So she's got her tent all disassembled. She didn't have any place to go. She's just depressed, it looks like. The crows are free, the pigeons are free, the squirrels are free. The humans are very much not free. You can't even scratch your ass in Austin without DPS and APD showing up to bully you. So it's super hard on people, minorities, people in the LGBTQIA community, people of color, especially women. If you're a single woman out on the streets, Rougeo and other cops have been known in South Austin to arrest you and call you a prostitute just because you're flying a sign for food. They'll literally criminalize anybody. Once you have a criminal record, it's hard to get housing. It's hard to get a job. It's hard to keep from having a warrant over your head to make all the appearances. When you have a dog and you take your dog into court unless it's a service animal registered. You know, there's all these barriers. You can't, like Weatho said, he was out doing his thing, or they were out doing their thing, you know, taking care of their life, trying to get fed, trying to get on housing, trying to get medical help, whatever. And the city came by while they were out doing their thing and criminalized them and stole all their property without a lawful place to go, without following the state statute. So the reason that the state statute has those terms in there is advocates and people that have experienced being homeless went to the state legislature in Texas, and they spoke, and lawyers spoke, legal advocates, other people spoke about the law and how it would be cruel and unusual punishment to just criminalize people with no place to go. So they made sure that the law had some provisions in it, but these cops over and over don't even know the law that they're supposedly supporting. Now the city plays a game, the APD has told me in the last few months, I guess, on my videos, that they don't follow the state law. They don't care about the state statute, which is actual law. They follow the city's ordinance, which is not actual law, in my opinion. Lawyers and I disagree on this point. But this little codified law that doesn't have any judicial review or anything, it's just, the city says that they don't care about telling people where they can go or property storage. They have token property storage for a few. Basically, there's purple trash cans they pull up to some camps, not all camps, a few camps, and they let people take one trash can full of stuff and store it with the little padlock, and then they take it to, there's the DPS contractors right there. Gonna take Michael's stuff. They might take this veteran stuff. I don't know, probably not. They'll probably leave him alone. He's been here for several years, and for the most part, they've left him alone. Because he's a veteran, he's elder, he's disabled, he's got a dog, he knows how to hold on, being called. Your stuff? Over there? Over there, Michael's? Oh, your stuff's over there? All right, I'll follow you because they'll get mad if I cross. There's no crosswalks. They're taking all his stuff. And that guy lives over there too, doesn't he, Michael? It looks like it's DPS. It's risky business living on the streets in Austin. There's so many tyrants and micro-tyrants and bullies. Yeah, I didn't know your stuff was over there. I thought Michael's stuff was over there. I think that's his name. Now they're leaving. Now they're all leaving. Yeah, that's the same veteran. I thought he got housed. And there's traffic control. So they spend a couple $100,000 a month attacking the poor without giving housing. The state's not really helping with housing. The federal government's not really helping with housing. The city does minimal so that they can brag about the 100 people out of 500,000 that they, I mean 50,000, I'm sorry. 50,000 that they housed. We're going back. Out of sight, out of mind. We're following Weather to his camp, or to their camp. She said she goes by whatever you perceive. You can call her, male or female, it doesn't matter. He, she, doesn't matter. Fluid. It's called gender fluid usually. Everybody has the right to like determine what they want to be when they grow up. What tattoos they get, what earrings they get, what rings they wear, what clothes they wear. And like Weddle said, the United States has a long history of men wearing robes, wigs, and heavy makeup, and being in charge. The founding fathers all wore wigs, makeup, tights. Styles change. Somebody's got to start the trend, you know? I'm sure some people will be offended by my speech and by Weddle's explanation. Wow, we're going way back. I don't feel like they went this far back. That's good for Weddle. They just kind of did preliminary back there. And that's why Weddle's back here, is to avoid people, avoid the state. Because people will also steal your stuff because there's so much poverty that everyone needs something. And there's other things going on. There's addictions that cause people to steal also, but there's no real addiction here. Who? Someone? Cowboy.
He was a Marine.
Marine? And they took his stuff today?
Right here, he won the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Really?
His men, he had 11 men stuck behind enemy lines, and they told him not to turn back and come back, and he refused. He was going to go get
And he saved them?
He went and got him.
In Iraq or what?
Yeah, he was in Desert Storm.
Desert Storm?
I think it was Afghanistan.
Afghanistan? And they took his stuff or no?
Yeah, this guy right here, he's the reason why a lot of people are still alive, because he protects a lot of people.
And now his stuff's all gone? Now, how's he going to protect people when he has to worry about how to get his stuff, how to get new stuff?
Back here, because I knew that with him being here, my stuff was okay.
Yeah.
Nothing was ever messed with.
I didn't see him go all the way back here though.
No, we always stayed there.
I mean, I thought they were way back there on the roadway.
Well, they took all my stuff.
They took, oh man.
My clothes, my kids' pictures, everything's gone. Everything.
It's so bad. You should file a complaint against them. You can file a small claims court, but it might be a little rough because you need like receipts and pictures. But you can file it anyway, and you can file a police complaint against APD. DPS also has a police complaint, but I don't know.
The space that I was using is smaller than the damn jail cell.
Yeah. Can't even have that much space in public.
That's all the space that I was taking. I wasn't using none of that.
So you had stuff here?
I had all my clothes here, my kids' pictures up there.
I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's terrible to take that stuff. That's so bad.
They keep coming to get saying that it was trash. It was set up nice and it was not messy.
Did they do this just now, like while we were watching them?
I was here yesterday. I left last night. I'm barely coming back right now because I fell asleep hard. Coming back right now, this is what I'm seeing.
Does the heat make you tired?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm so sorry.
6 years old.
We're the same age.
Really?
Yeah. Super old. I'm sorry this happened, man. What are you going to do now?
Start over again.
How many times have you had to start over?
Just this year? Probably
Just in general?
10, 15 times.
The whole time?
since I've been out on the street, at least 100 times, they've done this.
Oh, how does that make you feel?
Violated. I mean, it's not a home, but this is where I sleep.
Uh-huh.
This is where I come to eat.
That's all you got. Your kids' pictures.
I don't bother with
Do you trust the government now? Do you want to like call? Yeah.
I really do. Everything they say is a lie. They lie about everything.
They do. They lie about everything. And then they say that they're helping homeless people or putting them in housing, but it's just show. Because the majority of the people they do this to.
How are you going to pick and choose the homeless that you want to help and the ones that you don't want to help? Because that's what they're doing. They're not.
But they should pick you because you're indigenous and trans, but they don't. They don't.
They're not going to say
And I
that.
thought that veteran dude was housed already, but he's not. He's been here for years, the same spot. But they give him a lot of privileges because he's white and he's a veteran.
How about dying of cancer?
The Marine?
He's a medal, Congressional Medal of Honor winner who has that medal from the Marines. And he's dying of cancer and has no treatment.
They won't help him.
Nothing.
Yeah, see, that's all wrong. The VA, that's actually the VA. You know? So there's a lot of veterans.
That man did 6 tours. Like
6 tours and saved 11 men, got a Congressional Medal of Honor, and he's out here dying of cancer.
He's the reason why a lot of people out here stay off the go. He's the reason why they're still alive. They make bad decisions.
He's a mentor. He teaches people.
He gathers people together.
And there's a lot of mentors on the street, and they attack all of them.
When he's mad at me, he'll help me.
When he's mad at you, what?
Even when he's mad at me, he'll help me.
He'll help
He
you.
won't deny me food or anything.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
He's got the same heartbeat that I do.
So you're gonna need blankets and pillows,
Everything's
clothes. You're gonna need
I have
everything.
on and a couple, 2 more changes.
So maybe people that are watching can like come, you know, come help. There's like 4 people probably watching.
I hate to say that I'm getting used to it.
Yeah. People are getting used to it. They're becoming mobile. But it's sad to watch people have to be mobile. You know, you can't go to Sunrise and sign up for housing because you get your stuff stolen.
I don't even blame the city for me having to be out here. It's my bad choice. Not my decision.
Yeah.
Got me out here. I mean, I can get myself out of this rut anytime I want to.
Yeah.
But I don't choose not to. I don't do anything towards that. I don't blame the government for that. It's not their fault. But still, I don't bother them. I don't steal from them. I don't steal none of this stuff. Do large jobs here and there to try to make money so I can feed myself. And my expenses are very limited. And I don't have a lot of expenses, so I don't need a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of things I can get water and get places that are let me take out the trash and they'll give me the food.
So you work, then you work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I eat my food in peace, I didn't steal it. I didn't, you understand?
Yeah.
Rob nobody. I've always been a hard worker. This is what I choose to do. And you know what? A lot of people that I met on the street have a lot of heart.
There's a lot of good people.
Have a lot of, and they're not, people might think that they're real selfish people. They're not.
I met a lot of selfish people in housing that want to kill us, but then I met a lot of good people on the streets. And then the supposedly good people in the houses say that we're all bad, but it's not true because there's a lot. I mean, there are bad people, but there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of people not on drugs. There's a lot of people not on alcohol, and there's this black elder woman that sits outside the arch. She's been there about 6 years at least. She's got no shelter. She won't take money. She doesn't do drugs or alcohol, but she's black and elderly and sweet, and so no one will help her. And I told a cop that the other night that he's making money, but they don't. That's money that should be given to her for housing, and he didn't get it. He thought it was funny. He thought this shit's funny. But that lady's been living in the freeze, in the heat of summer, in the rain. You know, I don't know if you see her, but she's real sweet, and she doesn't say nothing. She's, yeah. She probably has a mental condition of some sort.
Could be that, and she just not want to take anything from no help from them, because then she's gonna feel like she owes them something, and they won't make you feel that way.
Yeah.
I can take you to any one of these camps around here, on the south side, the north side, east side, west side, and any one of the black people that I put up closer will give me the shirt off their back if I ask them to.
Mm-hmm.
I needed it, they'll take it off and give it to me.
Yeah.
That's the kind of people they are. Now, we have bad flaws, we have flaws and bad tendencies, yes we do.
Not everybody,
But
though.
that doesn't make us bad people, though.
Yeah.
What offends me might not offend you.
Yeah.
What offends you might not offend me.
But you're not driving up with a truck and a bulldozer. So who's the bad guy? The cop that's supposed to be the good guy with the truck and the bulldozer stealing like that woman's stuff and your stuff and this other guy's stuff? Or is it us? You know? If we steal an apple, are we as bad?
They do it smirking. You think they make that like they're proud of it or something.
Yeah.
They're doing something
They're sociopaths.
honorable or something.
They're sick. They're sick.
Throwing away somebody's life right there.
They just follow orders for politicians.
Those pictures of my kids, I don't have them on my phone. Those pictures were pictures that I had before the cell phones came out. You think? I'll never get those pictures back. I'm never going to get them back again.
So sorry. I wish there was a way to get them back. So by law, they're not supposed to do that. You have a Fourth Amendment right to your person and effects without undue search and seizure. They didn't have a warrant or a lien, and the state statute for camping says they have to offer property storage. I told that DPS officer. He said he hasn't even read the state statute on camping. How are you going to enforce a law that you've never even read? But we see that a lot. The cops don't know the law because they get away with it. So why need a law?
If nobody contradicts them or nobody says anything against what they're doing, they're gonna press on forward with it.
Yeah.
They're gonna run with it.
They get away with
You
it.
don't know your law, you don't know your rights. They're gonna walk all over you.
I'm gonna give you my card. It has my number on it, and in my little websites on Facebook and stuff, YouTube. Where's my damn card? But I want you to call me one day when you can, and when you're more recovered from this theft, and we'll go visit some camps. Where are my cards? Oh my God. Yeah, we'll go visit some camps if you want. I mean, I have friends that take me to camps sometimes, and I learn a lot from what's going on. I learn about the housing that's being offered. Shit, where's my cards?
If you have any kind of resources that are available, you can find brochures or something on it.
Yeah, I have some brochures, and I have some wanted posters. Rougio's on my wanted poster. That cop that was over there messing with that woman, I got a wanted poster because here's what they're doing. Some of the cops that are on these sweeps, they're cutting tents open with knives and dragging people out in their sleep. None of that shit's legal. And I talked to the homeless czar, David Gray, and he says it's not his responsibility what the cops do. I got him on video.
He's your sergeant?
No, he's in charge of the sweeps. He says he's not, but he is. So the city employees, so the government always points the other way. Well, that department, this part, so that's what they do. They just play past the buck. Nobody wants to take any responsibility for the harm, and we're losing about 500 people or more on the streets a year.
But they'll have to make a statement on it.
They're killing us.
They'll have to call people out on what they're doing.
They're killing us. It's murder, and that's what I'm calling it, is murder. If you take someone's stuff and they OD because of stress, you murdered them. There's a woman on William Cannon over near Menchaca that the last freeze, she died. What happened, a guy told me he was flying a sign. I didn't get his name, and I didn't get it on video, so it's just my word. But this lady's name was Hymn, like hymnal, hymn, H-Y-M-N, you know, like hymnal, like, and she was a sweet lady, and she had a little dome tent, and everything she needed to survive was there. One day before the sweep, they took everything she owned, she froze to death. That's murder. That's murder.
That's what they did tonight. I had built a chimney in there, and I had a cabin, kind of like a cabin built.
Yeah.
And that's what and it wasn't just for me. Other people would come that didn't have nowhere to get heat. They would come and stay in my tent there. I mean, I had to full just so they could stay warm.
Yeah.
And then I come home one day and everything's in the trash. Everything's gone. Bulldozed. So now we don't have nowhere to get warm. I mean, what are we supposed to do? At that point, what are we supposed to do?
Go to the governor's mansion? I mean, where they want us. Like, it's literally public property. You pay taxes every time you buy something. You're a taxpayer, but they abuse the taxpayer if you don't pay enough taxes. That's what people left England for, to come here, and other countries, is to avoid taxation without representation. And you're not represented in any of these decisions where they come sweep you.
They were doing something positive and constructive with the tax money that we're should be paying them.
Then they need to give it back.
Going towards the United States, welfare or well-being or whatever, we shouldn't have this problem. We shouldn't have this problem.
The government is super rich.
What are they doing in these other countries? When they got people dying here. Like,
Yeah, and they're giving billions to Israel.
Protect us.
Yeah.
We're protecting Afghanistan or Pakistan or whatever. They're over there protecting.
Well, we weren't protecting them. We were there for oil, right?
Protecting the oil.
Yeah, and the poppies, the opium
The only way
trade.
you can buy oil in the world is with the United States money.
Well, they're changing that, so that's why we might have an economic fail because the petrodollars collapsed. Yeah, dude, this sucks.
It's not going to be a high commodity like it is now. It's still going to be needed, but not as much as it was before.
Well, they can synthetically create it. I mean, I feel like natural gas is a good alternative because it's basically the farts of the microbes on top of the oil, and it's unlimited. It always comes up. It's renewable. And so the city and the state, they're running these big Suburbans and SUVs. Like Rougeo had a big SUV, like an Excursion, and that's a lot of gas for one person to be driving around for no reason. They should be on natural gas. The entire government should be on natural gas. Rather than trying to take other people's cars, they should, and taking all the parking spaces downtown, they should be on natural gas. Some of the buses are, but why aren't the police? They leave those things running all day long.
So our tax money pays for these highways that are being built, right?
Uh-huh.
The new highway that's being built over there,
Uh-huh.
our tax dollars pay for that. Our tax dollars pay for I-30, 45. They built one in Dallas called 161. You can get from Soxy to Grand Prairie in 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It used to take like almost an hour and a half drive, commute in the early morning or coming home at that.
Yeah.
You can get there in 15 minutes now, but it's going to cost you $18.
$18? Wow. A year?
For one trip.
Dang.
One trip.
That's high.
Our tax money went to build that, so now we got to pay a toll.
It's a toll, which is in
to drive
Spain.
on the highway that we paid to have built.
And it's not American corporations running the toll roads. It's, they're in Spain, is what I heard.
And then they said, well, we're only going to have a toll for so many years. That's what they said about Mountain Creek Lake. They built that when I was 10 years old. We're still paying a toll to get across that bridge.
Where?
Mountain Creek Lake in Grand Prairie.
Okay.
It takes you from Grand Prairie to Dallas. Across the lake.
Okay.
And they were only going to have the toll on there until the bridge was paid off.
Uh-huh.
I was 10 years old when they built that bridge. They're still paying toll on that bridge.
Because the government lies. But we have to tell the truth. There's definitely power dynamics working. I'm sorry they took your stuff.
I'm glad
You too, man.
I've been trying to figure out what I could do personally to not just a person.
You can film. So you see way more than I see, right? So if you get access to a camera, which are like $5 on the street, or you can get them free at Sunrise if you have food stamp card, right? And so you get that and you film what happens. Like if Rougeo comes over and says something derogatory to you, anti-gay, whatever, or anti-indigenous, you can give that to me and I can try to get his ass fired, you know? I mean, because you see more and I can't capture everything. The streets need to film. So I'm fighting in the federal court right now, suing the city for all the arrests they've done for what I'm doing now. They've arrested me like 24 times. And I've won every one of them. Even without lawyers, I still win because they're ridiculous charges. And so what I'm trying to do is make sure that everyone has the right to film, because if we can't see what's going on, then we'll never know. And then we can't make changes. Yeah. But when you pick up a camera and you start filming the cops, you're protected by federal constitutional case law because you're now press, because you're gathering information about the government to disseminate to the public. And as soon as you start gathering it, now you're press. You're not just the person with the film, with the camera. You have more rights than just a camper. Now you're press. Now it gets a little complicated. But people don't know their rights and they don't know that you can sue. And I did a lot of work. I've been doing this work for like 11 years since they shot my dog.
Speak against something that you don't think is right.
Well, they can if you let them, but if you're stubborn like some people I know, like me, you won't let them, and you just don't care. Like once you don't give a fuck, the game's over, because it's all psychological. They have us under psychological control.
Can you see my shoulder over here?
Yes.
Dislocated.
The hearts.
Dislocated right here.
Oh, your shoulders. Oh yeah, it is.
Okay, I got hit by a car. I was coming down 171 on my bike. The car that was coming was going to turn the same direction I was going. So I kept going. Now he decides he's not going to turn. So now he's coming right at me. So I jumped off the bike. Now I'm in the air. He hits me and breaks two of my ribs. And I land screaming in pain. And the officer never got a report from me, but he knew that I was homeless. Somebody told him that I was on the other side of the highway going against traffic, that I hit that car, okay, and the car threw me. When the ambulance picked me up on the other side of the highway. So that cop's trying to say that I hit that car and I flew 5 lanes over and I'm still alive. I would have had to be going at least 30 miles an hour.
So he didn't do a good investigation. He just, so what I've noticed with my friends that have been hit by cars, in fact, when cops run them over, they ran over this one black man. I think he's dead now, Terry Flakes. But they say you're not going to get paid. They want to make sure that you don't get insurance. Like, that's what the insurance is for, but they won't let them. My friend Kimmy, she died over on Riverside. She got hit like 3 different times, and the last one killed her.
I didn't think that they could file a report until they got a statement from both sides, right?
Yeah.
I would think. All they asked me for was my name. The only reason why he asked me for my name is because he wanted to run my name to see if I had any warrants. So
Yeah.
he took me to jail.
I'm not trying to help you.
About who I was
Or your injuries. Yeah. Did you have to go to hospital?
There was no damage done to my bike, no damage done to me. I was in the hospital. I couldn't even stand up. I was laid up for almost 2 months because I couldn't get out of bed.
And what officer, do you remember?
I don't remember his name, but I have it on my email.
You should do a complaint against
I got
him.
the police report on it. I can always get the police report if I know who it was. I couldn't find a lawyer that would take it to court because they have to be in litigation trying to contest that police report.
Yeah, and it's your word against the lying cops.
I got witnesses that she saw me on the right side of the road going with traffic. So, I don't even know what I can do about that now. It's been over 2 years.
It's been over 2 years. You could probably get the insurance, but the police complaint wouldn't go anywhere because they have like a year on their contract now. But you could file it with the DA Civil Rights Unit, and I think you should sue somebody. I don't know what the statute of limitations, usually 2 years.
My shoulder didn't get fixed because the hospital that I went to,
St. David's?
they made me an appointment to go get my shoulder fixed, but the lawyer that I hired said he was not to go because he was going to send me to his doctor. So,
Yeah, that's what they like to
I'm waiting
do.
for him to call me and give me my appointment. Now he's telling me that they're not going to take my case. So now I don't have anything to go to the doctor when my shoulder never got fixed.
I'm sorry.
They literally have to break it again. Put it back together.
That's not fun, right? You're not looking forward to that. Nobody wants that. I got some damaged ribs from cop brutality too. I know how that is. I've had that for a long time.
I already had one hernia, but when I got hit by that car, my muscle tore on the other side, so now I got a double hernia.
And you're out on the streets and you can't even have nothing. You can't even have like a bed because they take it.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah. The thing is, you're stronger than they are. They wouldn't make. Greg Abbott wouldn't last a day on the streets. You know it?
Yeah.
The mayor, Watson, he wouldn't last a day out here. None of them. They're all soft.
You know what? Nobody does anything outdoors anymore. Them computers crash, and they have to depend on living off this land and living off what the earth can provide.
They don't know how to do it.
People are gonna be dead.
Yeah, they're gonna eat each
They
other.
don't have a clue.
They're gonna have cannibal corpse, you know, whatever.
If they can't push a button and get what they want, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
The word work is just like a cuss word to them now. They want to put no effort towards anything. Yeah, they go to the gym and they work out and they eat healthy and all that. Hard labor.
But that's all HEB and all that. Without the grocery store, how are you gonna eat healthy? You can eat the grass. You can't eat grass. You know? You gotta know what to eat. You can't eat every mushroom either.
The way the world's going, it's not
Mm-mm. And that's the thing that everyone's consistently told me is when the shit goes down, all these people that hate us are gonna ask us how to survive. They're gonna come and say, hey, where's the food? Where do I go? Like, all they gotta do is shut down the gas pumps. They shut down the gas pumps and the Starbucks, these people will melt down. They'll melt down. You know how many people melt down just over Starbucks alone? Yeah. No place to charge your Tesla? Oh no, what do I do?
But you know what? Actually, being homeless has kept me healthy.
Yeah.
I gotta walk everywhere. Ride a bike. I do everything I did. Nothing I can say.
It toughens you up, but you know the concrete hurts you. One of my friends, he's not here anymore. I think he died. He went back home to New York, but he went by Monster. He's a really big guy, and he said that the concrete, all my friends I used to hang out with like 12 years ago, they said that concrete takes minerals out of your body. I do know that it hurts. Like if you don't have enough padding or whatever, you're just using cardboard, it just hurts on your hips, on your knees, on your elbows, on your shoulders.
It drains energy from the batteries. So,
yeah, it does drain batteries.
probably does the same thing too.
It might do something, I don't know, but it definitely is not the best. It's not an apartment.
It's something that you won't get used to, sleeping on the concrete. So that's why you see a lot of people that have cardboard down or something down underneath it, so that they're not just laying on top
on the concrete. Yeah.
It's less, you don't feel it as much.
Yeah.
This is the coldness coming or the heat from the concrete. My dad used to work in different buildings, and his feet were ate up right here from the calcium that's in the concrete.
The concrete, the Portland cement and stuff, and the lime. Yeah, the lime is caustic.
Set like this and hard doesn't mean that it doesn't have that effect on you, because when it rains on it, it reactivates the chemical.
Right, I didn't think about that. And then there's the rats. I don't know if y'all got rats over here, but Menchaca, they got rats. And the city should do something. So there's all these empty apartments, all these empty houses, all these empty buildings, and the city keeps taking money from developers to build, but they don't help nobody. Yeah, is it empty? And so is the AT&T across the street. So that's, but you're not allowed to go and seek shelter from the storm. It's crazy. So I'm gonna go check on that girl, that lady, and her dog. Yeah. Okay. All right, you got my number, so keep in touch. And like I said, my friend that I work with is trans, so y'all probably have a lot to talk about. She's a lot shorter than you, though. Some wigs? All right, I'll let her know. I think we have a coupon to a wig shop. I do believe we have a coupon to a wig shop. There are 2 or 3 wig shops in Austin. So they didn't clean up the area. They just stole the property. So just to let you know, here's a limb from city waste. There's trash over here. But the city doesn't, they say they're doing a cleanup. What they say they're doing is not what they're doing. They're actually targeting people that don't have shelter and not cleaning up. So they're calling people, human beings, citizens, taxpayers, trash. And if they can do that to one of us, they can do it to all of us. There was an old man, Arnold, and I can't remember his name. Arnold, but he lived over here in South Austin off Red Street, and he would talk all the time about how the city and Easter Seals, they came and took all his tools and everything off his front porch, cut down his bushes and took everything. First dibs, stole it and took it and sold it or used it. And I'm sure they gave him notice. They don't give notice out here. There's no notice signs. They're violating that law too, which is it's a ruling. It's a federal ruling. There's one in Houston. They're all over the place. So the city's not trying to do any of that stuff. The state's not trying to do any of that stuff. Even the DPS officer admitted. So this is construction trash that someone dumped. A bunch of rocks and stuff that they tore out a foundation, tore down a house to build a new yuppie house, and then they threw the trash over here, and the city doesn't clean it up. There's micro trash all in here, and the city just mows over it, or actually the state, the state comes in here with big mowers. They mow over it without cleaning it up, and they create micro trash that ends up in the waterways and ends up getting pollutants and plasticizers and microplastics in your food sources, in your water sources, everywhere, that's lowering your reproductive ability. Studies are now becoming more publicized about these plasticizers and plastics and the microplastics entering the food and water streams because they're everywhere, and the cities don't do anything to mitigate. Like, just pick it up. Come out here with the crew, freaking pick it up, or design a robot that gets plastics. I don't know what to say. Try not to make a microbe that eats plastics, just because it might get loose in the environment and go wreak havoc. But there's going to have to be some technological solutions to this, because it's going to cause us to have low fertility, and it's going to interfere with people's ability to reproduce, to live a healthy and productive life. It's going to increase cancer rates. You talk about cancer wasn't even around back then, before these plastics. So before these pollutants got out of control, before the Industrial Revolution got out of control in the United States, and now China and Korea and everywhere else. It's upsetting to watch. There was a camp right here that's now gone. Someone made a little fence out of some sticks and some of this debris that was dumped. That tent's gone. So sometime between yesterday and today, this happened. We don't know exactly when, but we are prepared to document whatever we can see. Whatever we can see with our camera, we're allowed to film. I don't know where this woman is, but that man that was over there, the veteran, he got all his stuff stolen. We don't know his name. She's over there, looks like flying a sign possibly. Somebody's over there. I'll go this way. Go a little bit with the traffic. Normally wouldn't have come over here like this because of the parking situation and the walking situation, but weather wanted me to come by, so that's what I do. I do what the people want, usually. It seemed urgent and dire. It's sad. But there are people watching this. There are people in Austin, lots of people that are happy about the suffering of others. And they're racist. They know that there's a lot of minorities on the street, and that's why they don't like homeless people. It's about race. Some people say it's all class, but it's all about race. Because the first vagrancy laws in Austin were about race. First vagrancy laws were to keep the, and it's not just Austin, it's the entire South, were to keep the black people, free blacks, from populating downtown Austin and being in certain parts of Austin. In the 1926 master plan, I believe, 1925 master plan for the city of Austin, they divided the city between blacks and minorities and whites. So one part of Austin was divided basically east of 35 for blacks and minorities, and then the other side was for whites. And that's how they divided up the city. That's their master plan. That's how they developed it. You see here, there's trash in here. The city didn't do anything to clean it up. They still got those illegal traffic cams up, which the legislature made illegal in Texas. We're clear to go. Oh, there's a reptile expo coming. Yay. San Antonio. It's interesting. Yeah, she's still got her stuff there. The state hasn't come back. She's good for right now. A lot of bullying and what they call voluntary compliance. So they make you move by threatening you and intimidating you, harassing you, tell you gotta do this. They don't give you any other options. They don't tell you any shelter, any place you can go. They're just like, move, 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 move. Like something from, what you call it? Cool Hand Luke. And then it's just to break your willpower and to make you struggle and hopefully kill yourself. That's what the government's trying to do. Instead of trying to help people, They're hurting people. If they would help more people, they would have better tax revenues. They would have a better economy. If more people could work and could get a leg up to work, get housing, get assistance, low barrier employment, low barrier housing, housing first. All of these are models that have worked. And what the city and state are doing costs actually more money. It's a waste of money and power. They're asleep from depression and survival. So sad. But the city and state have bugged off because they know I'm filming. If you were filming, if we were all filming, they would have left her entirely alone. So just to let you know, got a green light here. There's the other guy flying a sign, the musician. Get across this before it changes. You can't see it. So there is a sidewalk here, but there's no way to get to it legally. Yeah, this guy bakes out in the sun every day, flying a sign, getting frustrated that not enough people help him. He barely got anything. Barely got anything. He's learned to be mobile. People learn to put their stuff in a cart and be mobile and be ready to move their whole tent and everything within seconds because the city doesn't and the police don't give you time. Usually it's the city that's the more aggressive sweeps and more sociopathic. These cops are super bad, but the DPS, they don't have any accountability either, so they grow more and more sociopathic. Yeah, they obviously don't need to know the law or read the law before they exercise the law and criminalize people under the law. The Supreme Court just ruled in Portland, the U.S. Supreme Court, that cities can do more criminalization on the poor. So when the Republican right, the alt-right, the neo-Nazis and Klan, when they took over your government, packed your courts, they're going to overturn all your rights. That's their intention, is to make white power the norm and to quell all other powers, all other citizens' powers and rights. That's the intentions of packing the Supreme Court. So there needs to be a correction of that, and there needs to be resistance. There should have been a protest for that ruling, because millions of people in America are homeless, and they're going to suffer from that ruling. All right, y'all take care. I'll be back maybe. Stay tuned.